What's going on, chat? Happy BTL Monday, episode 488 piece. As always, hold the fry, joined by your two hosts, Krabs and Jovan, presented by Bookit Sports. If you're not tracking your bets on Bookit, wake up. What do you do? Okay, figure it out. Start tracking on Bookit this week. Change your life. Okay, start tracking your bets. Hold yourselves accountable. Will ya? Jovan, how you doing? Happy Monday. Hope you had a great weekend, my man.
I did. Looks like you might have had a great weekend too, out at the beach.
Sure. Yes. Vacation week, needed it. I feel like I've been on low power modes for the past month or so, just going through the motions. Need a little reset every once in a while, Jovan. So recharging the battery down here in Hilton Heads. Looking forward to it. Gonna hit some jet skis, play some golf. If it doesn't rain, life is good. Okay. You see this beautiful mural behind me. What is that?
Yeah, what is that?
They're going on a little adventure. You see that? Sure. That's kind of fire, honestly. It's probably expensive. Goots. What's up, Goots? Chat, I'm on my laptop right now. Please, let's just keep our fingers crossed that this Wi-Fi holds. Okay, hopefully I sound pretty good right now, relatively.
As good as you can sound, yeah.
As good as you're going to. Okay, as good as you're going to get. W's. Chat, let's have a week. Okay, I still wanted to come by. I'll be on here today, Wednesday, and Friday. All right, we'll get some goats to come fill in with Jovan as well. Let's hop in, all right, because I got a lot to talk about today. We got to go over this Mavs game. We're going to do some recaps, Jovan. Let's cut the shit. Let's dive right into the slates and the recaps. Let's do the squad ride from Friday and the Sharp Report. It was bad. I'm not going to lie to you. It was bad. Twins ML, goodness gracious. Well, if it was the Rays like we wanted it, Jovan, it wouldn't have mattered, right? Yeah. Didn't matter. The only play I think I gave out that won was the White Sox, which was the nastiest play on the board. Disgusting. Gosh, man, it was never the Twins ML. I should have known we were caked when I hosted the Surge stream on Friday and 7 people pitched the Twins. Maybe it was only 2. Okay, but maybe I'm being dramatic. But that's when I probably knew it was the nail in the coffin. All right, let's go ahead and look at the Sharp Reports. For me, those plays were not much better. Okay, we did have W's, Goots.
People do forget about.
Can't move on to go over the cannons.
Saturday
people
PLL
forget. Yes, people forget about the cannons on the ML coming through, bouncing back. My future for them to win the PLL still alive and well. All right, we're only 2 games through for most teams. Some have played a little bit more. What a weekend in the PLL as well. My goodness, the Atlas, that team was the worst team in the PLL last year. Mikey's got to be bricked. They look like the best team on earth right this second. Who's beating the Atlas? Probably nobody.
ML is the new Dodgers -1.5.
It might have to be. Let's get Trent hip. All right, that's our job for this upcoming weekend. Got to get him hip. Gosh, man, 1-4 from me. You went 2-2-1. W push on Alex Jackson, who I believe didn't play or got pinch hit for.
He's only got he got pinch hit for.
Okay.
Only
W
2
reboot.
Yeah, that's why you take it.
Sure. Chat, if I open it up and try to see what you're saying, my laptop's about to explode. Okay, so if there's any sub bangs, if there's anything important, I will be checking every once in a while. But let me know in chat if people are dropping some subbies. Okay, give me a heads up so we can shout those people out. And let's go ahead and recap the king of the board from this past week. Let's take a peep at that puppy. In any minute now, folks. There it is.
There it goes.
Close the week strong with the White Sox. You know, I haven't given a sell job like White Sox ML on Friday, I feel like, in a while. That one, right after I said it, it just felt right, Jovan. I don't know what it was, but that was the only winner I gave out. Maybe we got to lean into these good sell jobs on the stream. Ended up 3-2, up almost a unit, but definitely was laying some juice this past week. But just happy to get back in the win column here after you've been dominating king of the board. Dominating.
Yeah. Not my best week, which part of that I do want to give to the couple plays getting postponed because that didn't help.
Sure.
But I had to triple up on Friday. Mariners were up 8-0, 7-0 on the first, I bet. But yeah, rest of it not great.
People forget the Mariners were up 8-0 and they lost that game. People forget.
People do forget that.
That is absurd. Goodness gracious, man. And yeah, you had 10 plays canceled. Who knows what would have happened if those guys ended up playing? Whatever, we moved. Jovan, you charged that one to the game. 1-4, whatever. We're on to a new week. Okay. Let's go ahead and give out some coins for the people.
Looks like we got
Godsent.
Cohen with a 5 sub bang. Love that.
No way. Let's go, Cohen. Let's go, Cohen. Sure, we can. Get the vibes up on this Monday. All right, episode 488. We're getting close to episode 500, folks. We're going to do something cool for that. Let's start brainstorming when I get back. W. Cohen, man, 5U subbies. He was giving out hella subbies on Friday as well. Love the energy, love the focus. He's dialed in on Monday. Okay, good. So you want to give away some coins for the peeps?
I would love to. I would love to.
Sure.
Let's find a little.
Who was trusting old Krabbies? Who was trusting the Krabs, man, last week?
Auto Gelato was revenge.
Wow.
Revenge sure.
I like the comments. See, you know, Gelato, all you got to do is throw in a little hint of, I don't know, something in there, Revenge Tour instead of the crab to make you stand out from the crowd. Okay, Revenge Tour completed, got back in the win column. Jovan back to his old ways and king of the board. People forget when we started this thing, we almost had to get rid of it. People forget that.
People do actually forget that.
But you started to lock in. All right, coming off one off week. I like your chances upcoming. Chat, go to the tweet we posted this morning. If you drop a crab or a milk emoji, depending on who you think is going to win king of the board this week, you could win Prize Picks coins. This takes literally 3 seconds. It's the easiest thing on earth. All you got to do is go to the tweet that we're going to drop right now in the chat and drop an emoji. That's all you have to do. Why would you not go do that right now? Okay, it takes literally 3 seconds. Come on back. We'll be waiting for you. All right, we got plenty of time today. W's, Jovan, I'm going to make it 2 in a row. I'm feeling good this week, even at the beach. The mind is clear. I've been reading the Paul Rabel motivational book. I feel like I could run through a freaking brick wall. I like the Kool-Aid Man. I'm about a third of the way through. That, guys, if you haven't checked that book out, it is worth your time. Okay, I feel like I could conquer the world right now, Jovan.
Speaking of running, when does that timeline start?
You know,
that's been hot as I don't know what.
I'm happy you brought that up, right? Because he's hit 4 pieces by now, right? But I don't feel like it was fair. I haven't even tried to get in his ear about it, right? I'm going on vacation. We started it at the end of last week. I didn't do it over the weekend. I think I owe it to the people once I return, maybe this upcoming Monday, right? We pick it up then and we wait and I get in Trent's ear. We hit a 4-man and I run a mile every day until he figures it out. But you know what's going to happen as soon as I return.
Yeah,
he's not going to hit a 4-man for 2 months. I'm going to weigh 180 pounds soaking wet. I'm going to be in the best shape of my life. She could be a plus, right? It's a win-win. Either Trent hits a 4-man or I end up looking like The Rock. Okay, and I'm in. So we'll pick up on that on Monday. Rumors are swirling. The Nats, maybe the Royals of last year. Yeah. People were disagreeing with that statement a little bit on Twitter. Cough, cough, SBR. SBR was letting me have it. He said, wait, the Royals were moose shit last year. Guys, the Nats are moose shit too. Okay, bless their hearts. They're fun. They're exciting. They're on a nice little win streak against the Braves right now. They've dominated the Braves this season, which is super weird and rare because they have owned us for the last 5 years. We have not been able to win a series in Atlanta literally in 5 years. And we went in there a week or so ago. We won that series in Atlanta. Shout out these young pitchers, man. Oh, my goodness. And then we come home and we dominate. This team is not good yet. This team still makes stupid mistakes. But the pieces of the puzzle were there. And this team reminds me a lot of the Royals from last season that had a lot of talent, would score a lot of runs, but they would do the stupidest stuff and make the stupidest mistakes to lose games. Then we see them this year. They've grown up a little bit. I mean, we're more than a third of the way through the season. The Royals are looking pretty for a playoff spot, right? They're looking great. I think the Nats are just 1 year away. I really do. And we've got even better prospects in the minors than the Royals did at that point. We're set.
You actually have pitchers too. Like the Nats rotation is sneakily one of the most fun ones to watch in the league right now. So I'm pretty in. Everybody not named Patrick Corbin looks great.
Can we shout out my guy Jason Worth? Can we shout out my guy Jason? Okay, one of the weirdest guys on earth, just a true baseball guy. Jason Worth. I mean, look, I knew this guy was a little bit off here in his post-game interviews when he was rocking the Nats uni, but still one of the greatest Nationals of all time. What does this dude do when he retires? He buys a horse and it wins the Belmont Stakes with Trent boots on ground. First off, I thought Trent's horse was going to win for a minute there. Down the stretch, he was looking really good. Next thing you know, Dornock shoots right up and wins the goddamn Belmont. Happy for him. Happy for Jason Worth, who, by the way, could not look
swaggy too, right?
He might have. I did not. I wish I did.
I know he did.
But if Trent sprinkled, I saw that Josh tweet. You're right. Josh made him put it on Dornock, I think $200, right? I think I saw that tweet. So if there's one thing I know about Josh, it's that he knows how to hit obscure bets. This guy hits the weirdest plus chicken bets whenever we're on the roads. You just got to listen to Josh. He's got the freaking answer key. He knew Dornock was going to win. He's already seen it. W. Joshy. I hope the boys cash on Jason Worth's horse, Dornock. Never thought I'd be saying that. What a world we live in.
Sure.
Attitude. Dubs. All right, what else we got for today, gents? I already promoted the king of the board for this week, guys. Drop those emojis on the tweet we put out this morning. We got a minute for me to get mad about something. I know I'm still on vacation, but I'm still Krabs, and I still want to bitch about something.
Always time, Krabs.
Goots, run that shit. I'll just let you guys check this one out. Watch it yourself. Clank right off the dome piece. Picture this. You're at the ballpark this weekend. You bought your tickets on SeatGeek. You got $20 off. Like a smart person, you saved yourself a free beer too, right? You're sitting out there in left field. A ball is hit sort of your way. You see a gentleman way too old to have a glove in his hand at a ball game. Just probably 50 years too old for it. Maybe 60 after I see the hat come off. And next thing you know, the ball literally clunks the dude right in the dome piece and knocks his hat off his head. I don't care if you're 70. I don't care if you're 10. If you have a glove on your hands at a baseball game, first off, you're wrong. Second off, if you don't make the catch, that is on you, and I will make sure I bring this up and show this to everybody watching and embarrass you. This is a joke. How is this guy considered a baseball fan? He looks like he was blind. He put his glove up there. It wasn't even anywhere close. It looks like Victor Robles playing defense for the Mariners. This guy wasn't even in the same state as catching that home run ball. Bless his heart. Check the guy's vision. Somebody put some glasses on Pa. He can't see a thing. Oh, you know he's got a black eye or something too after that, right? A day or two in after you get clunked in the face by a nuke. Yeah, poor man. He can't even open that eyeball at this point. Jovan, why do people keep bringing gloves to games? And why are they always the people who have zero athletic ability and business to be there on the front lines in the first row, embarrassing the rest of the baseball fans and world? I'm embarrassed to call myself a baseball guy when I see videos like this. Embarrassed.
You see the I think it was Friday, maybe one of the first two games. That Judge hit a home run this weekend. The dude sitting in the front row dropped it with a glove.
Dude, can we not even bring up Aaron Judge anymore? It's like saying Voldemort's name in Harry Potter. Whenever we say his name, he grows stronger every day. Jovan,
unreal.
When I get home, I'm going to my back patio on Monday night. Maybe I'll hop on, the Night Sweat stream for this. I want to show you guys it. I am lighting that jersey on fire. It has to be done. I am putting it on the grill, and I'm lighting it on fire, and I'm getting a fire extinguisher ready just in case. It has to be done. None of my Yankees friends will take the jersey. They understand what's going on. They understand the powers, the beast that I have awoken. They won't take it. They won't take a free, authentic Yankees Aaron Judge jersey. They don't want it. Because ever since I bought that piece of cloth, for some reason, this guy has been the best hitter in baseball and then some. I mean, he's on the greatest stretch of his MLB career right now, right? Has to be.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever done this. I've never seen this. Unbelievable.
It's crazy.
Jovan, he's hitting 421.
He's got like a similar WRC plus to like Barry Bonds in like his prime. I saw a tweet about that. He's like literally right up there in the conversation.
He is almost hitting 500 in his last 33 games. And the dates match up right after I bought that damn jersey. Immediately after. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. I'm scared for what's to come today.
Yeah.
That jersey's getting burned when I get home. That's all I know. Unbelievable. All right, let's circle back in here. Let's bring this full circle, because if you thought that was a steam Krabs, we're not even close. Okay, because it gets way worse. You just saw Paul take one off the face. Imagine you're in the outfield, a home run ball has hit your way right to you, and all of a sudden you see a little bald weasel of a man sprint down from another section, Jovan, and get in your way and disrupt you and fumble the bag, not even make the play. If you go down there and do that and get in front of somebody from a different section, running down, and don't make the play, that's even more embarrassing than Pa taking one off the face. And if I was that dude, I would have been chirping Hampel. That's the perfect opportunity. Because usually Hampel, he's minding his own business. He's not chirping. He's doing his own thing. He makes a play. He gets out of there, right? In this case, I think Hampel's actually in the wrong here. Okay, I don't even think I'm being dramatic. This dude comes down from the other section and ruins that kid's day, who was about to make the play. His glove was right there. Now nobody wins. Zach Hampel, you are the problem. Okay? This might have been his worst work. He really wanted that Adley Grand Slam. I'll tell you that much. He needed it.
He was sprinting, dude.
The woat. Literally only one man on earth is capable of that amount of terror, Jovan, and it's Zach Hampel. It's him.
Yeah.
But it gets worse. Let's bring this full circle. We were talking about Peepaw earlier, take one off the face. Let's talk about Mima trying to run one out at the Celebrity All-Star game yesterday. Jovan, please tell me you've seen this because it's hilarious. She gets a good piece, right? She lays a bunt down. She brings the run in. Great bunt. Great spot. And look at this gentleman running her down the first baseline. Oh, my gosh, this makes me so happy. This makes me want to call my grandmother. Okay, this is unbelievable. Next thing you know, the Browns running back, right before she gets to the bag, tags her out and celebrates. Look, he runs over to David Njoku, and they celebrate like they just won the Super Bowl. Are you serious? Is this real? How is this not going more viral? Poor Mima. Let her get to first base. That's the least you can do. She puts a good bunt down. She brings the runner home. You can't let her get first.
The underrated part of it all is the dude on third base absolutely sprinting in to try and catch the bunt in the first place.
I need to see it again because I don't even think I've noticed
watch
that.
The beginning.
So
watch the beginning.
Into Mima laying down the perfect bunt. Okay.
He's crashing. He's crashing like he needs to get there. Watch the dude flying in like he's fucking.
Oh, he's in there.
And he whips.
I mean, he almost ran full speed into the net, the pitcher's net. He almost took that pitcher's net out. The L screen. My goodness. Poor Mima. Prayers up. She didn't deserve this. She didn't deserve this type of treatment. This is the most Cleveland Browns shit I've ever seen in my life. Okay, I feel like no other team would do this. I don't know what it is. There's just something stinky about the Cleveland Browns. And watching them celebrate out, I mean, look, they must have just been absolutely geeking out of their minds. I get it. But that's just messed up, man. Let Mima get to first. I'm all for making fun of Peepaw, missing the home run ball with the glove in the outfield, making us all look bad. But can we not let Mima get to first? Come on.
Good. I mean, it's kind of Mima's fault. She didn't hit it to the wind tunnel. She hit it to left field with the ball.
She gets that on the right side.
You had that one ready.
Oh, I had it ready.
Sure.
But
unbelievable, chat.
Bad weekend.
Tough weekend to be Ma and Pa. Tough weekend. Okay, let's see how they bounce back in the middle of some adversity. Okay, I believe it. I believe in Mima at least. Look, I would take Mima's over half a TB after seeing something like this in her next game. You don't think this is going to motivate her to shine?
Yeah.
Come.
After
that might be a free swim.
Might be air.
Yeah, I'm going to say the hook right here. We're going to wait 7 seconds because she's so slow. And hook. There it is. I mean, look at the celebrations, man. Look at this. This is the most excited I've seen the Cleveland Browns in years. Since they drafted Brady Quinn back in the day and thought he was going to be the savior. I've never seen the Browns so excited. Interesting. All right, let's move. Let's groove. I know we don't have that many games today. We're going to spend plenty of time on these baseball games coming up, guys. Don't worry. But we got a couple other ththings I want to go over. Okay. Number one, I feel like I should spin the wager wheel. I'm just going to say it. I gave out a bad squad ride. Okay, I went 1-4 on plays. And I also want to let you guys know when I return back from the beach next week, me and Goots, we're going to go find a field. and I'm going to be in full baseball uniform, and we're going to film a vlog about me bugging the heck out of random teams until they let me go up there and hit a nuke like Aaron Judge. It's coming early next week. All right? Goots, what do we have to take out of here, my man? And does anybody have any ideas? Chat, feel free to drop some that we can add to the wheel.
We have to add 2 more. We have 8 at the moment. So
perfect. Perfect.
Think.
Got to be in the Judge jersey. I don't know if I can do that, Fade God. I'll be completely honest with you.
I feel like
completely honest with you. I don't know if I could do it.
Every day we had to spin the wheel. Eagles Super Bowl future.
It's because he's an Eagles fan. He wants, and he knows how much I chirp him and hate him, and he wants to see me do it. And that would be a good punishment. I'll give him that.
Twitter collab with Trell.
God, this guy really taking it personally about the Cleveland talk in chats. Most underrated cities, y'all dumb, never been there, ignorant. Didn't say anything about the city. Just saying let Mimon get the first base. I feel like that's a pretty fair statement.
I've been there.
That's probably the right thing to say.
So you can move on.
Krabs, what happens if you hit a double? Do you stay on base and keep running? Yeah, probably, but I'm not hitting doubles. Okay, I'm going to go take some daddy hacks and hit a ball 350 with a metal bat off of an absolute soft toss. It's like the easiest thing on earth, guys. I think I found my talent later in life. Told this to my parents a couple of months ago, and they did not seem happy when I said it. I think I found my calling. Adult men's league softball. Okay, I might be the greatest player out there, and I'm going to show you guys early next week. Okay, Jovan's seen the swing in the cages up there at Swingers in Chicago. He knows what I bring to the table, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's add a couple things on here.
What about
Sure.
I got an idea.
Let's add a couple things on here, Jovan. What do we think we could do?
What do you got, Jovan?
A green gobby ladder challenge like Trent was doing for a week. Maybe we got to pull one of those off.
Yeah, and his payouts just jumped from like 1,000 to like 10K.
Explain real quick.
Just the 2-piece with
explain the challenge real quick for the that.
Just 2-piece green gobs.
Okay, green gob challenge.
Start with whatever and then build your way up. You don't have to make up the fucking, what was it?
Sure.
Rack jump like Trent had, but a normal one.
It wasn't even a rack. It was like 10K somehow.
Yeah, it was a lot. 10K. It was a lot.
Yeah, we could do a green gobby.
All right, let's put the green gob challenge on there. And also while we're thinking, shout outs Brendan O'Neill and the Outlaws. I don't know if you guys caught that in the PLL over the weekends on Friday nights, but Jovan, any comments about your least favorite player in the PLL who might end up being him after seeing what he did in that game?
I need Wisnauskas back so I can actually fade him. That's what I need.
Well, when Wisnauskas comes back, I don't know if he's going to be playing that same position. Okay, he might have to learn some midfield after what we saw out of Brendan O'Neill. Straight up.
There might not have been a worse beat than that parlay I sent in the chat with the Mariners.
Oh, good.
Fuck that.
That was terrible. It was awful.
And that was the day they lost when they were up 8-0?
Yeah, I was sweating O'Neill the whole game, and then he starts splooging in the fourth, and I'm hype. And then I look down, and the Mariners are blowing.
Oh, that makes me sick. All right, let's think of one more thing to put on this wheel.
BTL with Chewy.
What's a good punishment we could do this week?
We do have. I'm trying to think of.
We can, raid Chewy after the surge streams.
You can do that. Always do that. We do have the Euro starting up on Friday, Krabs. Maybe you get involved. Get involved with that. I'll already be involved. Try to think.
Let's do.
Oh, you have to do a TikTok
crazy
dance?
Euro future. No TikTok dances. Nope. Let's do crazy Euro future. Like I'm talking taking one of the weird countries that has 0 chance and sweating it out, riding it out, and putting your actual hard-earned money on it. Let's do that.
Sure.
Crazy Euro future. You said it starts up on Friday, Jovan?
Friday, yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. Chat, also, don't be a stranger. If you got some plays in that, let us know. Okay, I know it's early. We got some time later in the week. Okay, and I think Jovan said he's going to try to get Mikey and Shelly on potentially Thursday BTLs to talk some Euros, right, when I'm on the beach.
Yeah, we'll be done.
All right, let's spin the wheel. Jovan, this one's for me. You've been doing your job. All right, whatever this lands on, I'll take care of it.
You can do a collective spin. Collective spin. I'm getting involved too.
Okay. All right. W teammate. Let's see, chat. Let's see what we got. Thank God it's not the one chip challenge.
Ooh, rookies only early NFL goat whale.
Ooh.
I hate
I like that one.
I despise
See, that one. The only punishment about that is that we got to put some work in. We got to do some research a little bit early, which, that's a punishment. It seems like on the surface, but Jovan, that could end up being a blessing, right? All it's going to do is help us be more tapped in. Okay.
I do. I don't think we have it up, but there's certainly a rookie that is going to be my goat whale if the square gets put up. So I might have to put in a corp call for that one. It's going to be my actual one. So I'm putting them in this if we get the square up.
Okay. So how about we do this? Unless Chad has a problem with it and they really want to do it today, why don't you make the corp call after BTL today? And why don't we do it on Wednesday? When I'm back on here, we'll craft it up. We'll both do some research beforehand, bring some squares we like. That way we're not just making up stuff and doing it on the fly, and it has a chance to hit. Does that work?
Yeah.
Chat, what do we think? Jaden Daniels rushing yards? Ooh.
That may or may not.
He might have to. I mean, that might have to hit just based on how bad the O-line is. He might be running for his life.
That may or may not be the exact square I'm talking about.
No way.
May or may not.
Okay. Cannot confirm or deny, folks. You'll have to be here on Wednesday to find out. Okay. Jovan, that got me bricked. You kidding me?
Oh, it is up now.
Have we not?
There it is.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm going to tell you right now, Krabs, he might be almost a fifth of the way there after week 1.
You're saying because his matchup against your Bucks?
Yeah. I don't know if I'll be – I mean, it's week 1, so we'll see. But I don't know if I'll be dropping meat more for anything than that.
Okay. Well, that makes my absolute day. That makes me want to cry one singular tear, a happiness tear, because that's literal music to my ears. Okay. Jaden Daniels. I came across a tweet last night, his top 10 plays of the season last year. I'm watching this guy. I'm like, I haven't seen half of these plays. This dude is a freak. This guy's the fastest guy I've ever seen since Lamar Jackson with a football in his hands. I don't care if people say he's not a Lamar Jackson comp. All right, let's see what happens when he steps on the football field out there at the Fed. All right, because he is preparing like he's a seasoned NFL vet. All I've heard, this is very rare out of Commanders camp. Usually it's the most toxic, negative coverage around the entire league. Just the worst. It's been the exact opposite this year. And all the veterans who are coming in, who are winners, guys like Bobby Wagner, guys like Lavu, guys on this defense we brought in, these veterans, they are all praising the heck out of Jaden Daniels and his preparation. He's been locked in. I am so excited. I'm starting to get those RG3 vibes again. I hate to say it, but as a Commanders fan, I have not been this excited about the future since 2012. And we know what happened that year. He changed football. He changed the game.
He did.
Not saying he's going to be that good, but I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
He's going to be good.
He's going to be good.
That square, I mean, I love that square. I'd be surprised if that's still at 500 flat by the time the season starts. Just saying.
They're listening.
So that might be the one plus of locking this in early. This little wager wheel slip.
Well, do you want to do it right now?
No, you don't need to do it right now. But
okay,
we'll lab up. When you get back, we'll come and we'll craft a slip.
Well, we could even do it on this Wednesday too. If that could give us something to do on the new slate. I'd be down to do it on Wednesday and get it done. Okay, You guys good with that? Jaden Daniels, extremely rare Commanders W. You're goddamn right, you peoples. There's not a team out there who's deserved it more. Okay, W cook for Wednesday. Awesome. Yeah, I could definitely get out in the lab at some point tonight or tomorrow. That way we're not, just crafting up some random stuff today and it has a chance. All right, let's put some elbow grease into this puppy. It won't be our official goat whale, but a little early season Geyserman, and we'll see if we can get some WCLV. Okay?
Sure.
Dubs. Awesome, guys. I want to talk about the Mavs for a minute here, guys. We don't have many games today. We have plenty of time. Stick with us. I want to talk about the Mavericks. Jovan, after what we saw last night, just no heart. Nobody wanted to step up. I feel like they've turned into Jason Tatum and the Celtics at this point. Maybe Luka's pretty banged up, but, he shines. I really do blame Kyrie and the rest of the squad. they just don't look good. This does not look like the same team we've seen play in this playoffs and dominate and almost look like they were a 1 seed and not a 5 seed. It's almost like they've lost their mojo. Now, maybe all they need is a trip back home, Jovan, because I don't know if you've seen this, but the Mavericks are 2-point favorites at home in game 3 after getting spanked in the first 2 games. What are your thoughts?
Well, looking at this tweet, I don't even know what this is, but the Celtics actually opened favorites, and now the Mavs are favorites, which is pretty surprising. But like just from watching the couple games, it's really because Luka's been doing his thing. Definitely could have done more down the stretch yesterday, but the role players have been gone. Kyrie's been bad. He's not a role player, but like PJ Washington hasn't been that good. Like Derek Jones hasn't been that good. Everybody else that made the Mavericks really good on this run has not really shown up. But to be honest, I mean, they've been much better at home the entire playoffs. So now role players always play better at home. They're going back home. We'll see how it works. Can tell you where my coin is going to be. It's going to be with them.
I mean, yeah. And I'll be right there with you. Gosh, man, I had 3 units on the +7 last night, and it was like pulling teeth, just getting the push. Pulling teeth. Oh, to be honest, they didn't even deserve the push. I'll say it. And I had coins on the Nats. They should have lost that game by 10+. They got lucky. They had a little run there at the end to get it within 7. Man. And I feel bad for the people that had 6.5. I know I tweeted out 6.5 earlier in the day. Guys, I'm not home right now. I can't lock into my Pickett. I can't track bets on my Pickett. Okay, I'm in Hilton Head. There's only so much I can do. All right, but I'm here today. I'll be here Wednesday and Friday as well. I feel bad for the 6.5 owners. That is brutal, but we didn't even deserve to get there even close with how bad they looked, man. We didn't even deserve it. Comments on Jason Tatum. I know Mikey Overs was catching some flack with his statement last week, talking to Trent about Tatum not being the superstar that everyone thinks he is. He's the favorite to win the MVP right now, Jovan. What are your thoughts on how Jason Tatum's played the first 2 games?
I mean, he has no business being the MVP favorite, and even if he plays well, he's probably going to win it just because that's how the voting works. But at the same time, shooting isn't everything. Like last night, I thought he was great. 6 for 22 isn't great. Shooting's not everything, but he was by far the best playmaker on the floor. He got a bunch of big rebounds too, especially in the second half of the game. He was good. He's not the best player on the floor for the Celtics. I don't think that was a secret. I think that's been Jaylen Brown the entire playoffs. Last night, it was between him and Drew Holiday. So Jason Tatum was just the third option. Maybe you could even argue fourth, but he still played well. I mean, he was a rebound short of a triple-double. Everywhere he kind of made a stamp on the court. He was really good defensively. So, yeah, he ain't shooting the best, but he's been perfectly fine. He's just not the A option on the team.
Yep. Okay. I wouldn't mind a little sprinkle on Drew Holiday to win the MVP. I feel like he's been leading the charge, especially in game 2. Obviously, it was Porzingis game in game 1. It was the Drew Holiday game in game 2. I wouldn't be shocked if they end up, winning the series. If it ends up being a guy like Drew Holiday, the veteran who nobody expected, but is playing his best basketball right now.
Well, I'll tell you what, my little concern, not that it was a Linsanity game from Drew, even though it kind of was, but if Kristaps is a little banged up, that was the reason why Drew could get to the hole a bunch, and it was really, really easy is because they're spacing the floor with Kristaps, and not that they still don't do that with Al Horford, but it's a much different look and much different size advantage. So I wonder what the story is going to be if he's playing limited minutes, because the Mavs can match up a lot better defensively, which probably makes it a little more Jaylen Brown than Drew Holiday, I would think. So I mean, I haven't really taken a look at the lines for this game in the series, and I guess you won't really know that until you see just how healthy Kristaps is. But I think we're probably not getting the same score Drew Holiday, I would think, for the rest of the series.
Okay, that's fair. Either way, I'll be with you on the Mavs in game 3. We're getting those coins that we didn't get in game 2 that we thought we were going to get. Mini Meg, we're getting them in game 3. The fact that the Mavs are favorites, it makes me extremely happy. You said the Celtics opened up a brief favorite. Yeah, maybe on a couple bucks, the night of the game for a second. Sure.
Yeah.
Immediately, the Mavs get steamed to a favorite. What does that tell you guys? That tells you that respected bettors who are locking in the Mavs immediately after the game, who are typically the sharpest in the game if you're locking in plays right after the previous one, they got some sharp action on the Mavs, and they immediately moved that line. That's a great sign for Dallas. Guys, this series isn't over. Nothing matters until a road team wins. You heard them talking about that on the broadcast, right? It doesn't matter until a road team wins a game. The Mavs can win these next two, and then they're right back to where they need to be, and we've got a tied-up series, best of 3 going forward, right? Don't count them out. They're favorites in Game 3 for a reason after getting slapped around in the first 2 games. I will be on the Mavs pretty heavily invested, responsibly.
Sure.
Dubs. All right. Let's flash the sharp report for the people. I know they're getting hungry. And then I got one more thing I want to talk through. It's going to be quick. Let's show the people some plays for today, though. Behold, here they are, chat. I'm loving my plays today. I really hope you can get behind them as well. Ooh, you got some Edmonton action on your cards.
I do.
Okay. We'll talk about it. Chat, we'll be back to this in a second. I want to talk about Dan Hurley and what we think he's going to do. Yeah, they're literally acting like this is more important than LeBron James. Jovan, if I was a betting man, I would say it's a done deal. Dan Hurley's going to the Lakers. They're offering him too much money. He seems like the kind of guy that would take it. I don't blame him. What do you think?
I don't know what he's going to do. I just think if he goes to the Lakers, that's a mistake because he is, let's call it what it is. He's a corny head coach. Like he's good at managing college players. He's good at managing a program. He's not good at managing grown men. Like if he's in the huddle, I think everybody's seen the video. If he's in the huddle with LeBron, AD, and D'Angelo Russell, if he's there, whatever, not the point, but and he's saying, tighten up my huddle, get it really close, and he's screaming in their faces, they're about to look in his face and fucking laugh. It's like he is not an NBA head coach. Like from the X's and O's perspective, fine. Like he's obviously one of the best in the game at doing that. But I just don't feel like he's a professional head coach. I feel like he's really good at managing a program, really good at managing college guys, really good at recruiting, really good at using his strengths at UConn to his advantages. So if he goes to the Lakers, good luck. I think it's a better X's and O's coach, obviously, than Darvin Ham, but I cannot see the Lakers playing for him.
Okay. I agree with everything you just said. I think you said that perfectly, talking about him fitting better in the college game. Now, who's to say he can't adapt? He's a pretty smart dude.
Yeah.
Right? Who's to say he doesn't go take the job and quit yapping?
I think.
Who's to say he doesn't learn from what people are saying right now and, he changes his attitude a little bit and tailors it more to some grown-ups instead of kids and screaming at him as much, right? I wouldn't be so shocked. We'll see. We'll know early on, if the Lakers have to go through any adversity and they're on a little losing streak and he starts screaming at the players, he's going to lose the clubhouse. I'm so with you. But my point is this guy's a genius. He's a basketball genius. He knows how to work people. Okay. I don't think it's the craziest move. And if they're offering him, 3-5x the amount of money UConn is to go coach LeBron James, the greatest player debatably in NBA history, I think it's pretty tough to turn down. And I wouldn't be shocked if he ends up adapting his coaching style a little bit to the pro game.
Yeah. I wouldn't be shocked. I just got to see it because it seems like it's so ingrained in just who he is as a person.
Yep.
It's like
I know
I find it hard to believe he's just gonna turn a leaf and be completely different. But if the Lakers do, and that's probably why he's getting the offer in the first place. So I don't know. It just feels like I want to see LeBron succeed in some part before he goes out, and maybe this is the best basketball option. Just feels like from an organizational standpoint, you're taking on a little bit of a project, which is interesting, I guess, as maybe they're grasping at straws because they haven't had any success for the last couple of years. But
high risk, high reward, right?
Yeah.
They could do some sort of semi-pro operation like Will Ferrell in that great movie back in the day, where maybe LeBron James becomes the coach and the GM and the owner and the player. Why not?
Yeah,
we haven't seen that in a while. People forget they used to do that in sports back in the day. You'd have a guy be the freaking owner, the GM, the coach, the best player, right? That's crazy. And I know that's never going to happen, right? But who's to say LeBron can't be almost like the assistant coach already? He kind of already is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's just also I think that's going to be a big hump for him to get over. He loves control.
Those are two big personalities.
Yeah, he loves control over every single little thing in that UConn program, and now you got to give some of that to LeBron. So we'll see.
He's going to have to adapt if he wants to succeed. I'm very, very curious to hear. I have a feeling if I was a betting man, chat, that he's going to take it. He's going to bite. He's going to take the bait, right? And he's going to take the job out there in LA. We'll see what happens, though. Apparently, we hear today.
He
very, very excited.
I feel like if we would have, go ahead, Goose.
He moved practice from noon to 2. And Goodman just tweeted that it's crazy that no insiders and no one has no idea. So
I was going to say, I feel
really
like we would have
kept this under
heard.
wraps.
I feel like we would have heard a little bit now if he was just flat out saying no. The fact that it's getting gate capped as hard as it is might mean he's headed there.
I don't know.
I mean, look, they offer him 5x his salary to coach the greatest player in NBA history. How do you say no?
I think
I don't know if I could.
Would be the first person to tell you that he can't make the transition because he said it in interviews before. He's like,
I know. He's literally said that.
I need to tone it down before I go and do that because he knows
he's aware.
He's aware of it. Yeah.
Look, he's a loud Jersey guy. I got half my friends are the same case. They're good people. Sometimes you just got to put them in their place a little bit. But he's a smart one. He knows the game. I wouldn't be shocked if it ends up working out better than people are acting. Okay, let's not forget what this guy has done to the UConn program in only a matter of a couple seasons. He's brought them back. Let's see what he can do with LeBron James.
Yeah.
Everyone said that about Patino, and it's never worked.
You're right. Very rarely does it work. I'm with you, Goods.
John Beeline, too. He got fired in fucking 2 weeks.
Yeah. Hey, it does not work very often. Okay, but if anybody could do it, don't count out one of the best winners I've seen in recent years.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's get to some plays for today. Guys, we took our time going over the intros. We still have 40 minutes, and there's not that many games today, so I don't want to hear any bitching. We got some plays that we love right up here. We got 3 straight bets each and 2 prize pick squares. Jovan, can I get us started off where we should with the Tampa Bay Rays? Goots, feel free to come up.
Should.
Your squad, man. Gosh, this team cost me some coins in this series. It's really annoying. And I don't want to fade the Orioles full game because, like I say, fading the Orioles full game is a death wish. Fading the Orioles in general is a death wish. We are signing up for cake. Okay, I know what I'm signing up for, folks. I'm not stupid. Okay, I'm signing up for cake. But I can't resist. Jovan, I really can't. After looking through the prize picks board and seeing Corbin Burns get minimally disrespected, not saying he's going to get rocked, but I don't think he's going to go out there and pitch a shutout. Okay? Pepioid's squares look pretty solid. And since he's come back from injury, his strikeout numbers have been up. I'm willing to back Pepioid at home with the Rays team that's going to be a little bit hungrier in the last game of this series to avoid a sweep at home to their division rival O's. Okay, I hate to lean into that angle, but look, these are people too, right? Do you think they want to get swept at home? If they get swept at home, all that, recent success the Rays have kind of found in the last 2-ish weeks, thrown out the window if they don't win this game today. A lot of pressure, and I'm not backing the Rays to win on the ML. I'm backing them first 5 plus a half at -125 because I think there's a solid chance that this could be 0-0 through 5 or 1-1 through 5. And I want the plus a half through the first 5, but I do think Pepioid absolutely shoves with doubles in his hands. Okay, that's the main angle I'm leaning into here. That and the fact that the Rays are going to come out a little extra motivated against an O's team that's been playing great this series, won the first 3 games on the road. The Rays are going to avoid the sweep. Maybe they blow it late. Their bullpen scares me a little bit. I'm going to back them first 5, and I'm going to isolate the starting pitchers here. Prize picks disrespecting Corbin a little bit. Not much, but just enough for me to get involved.
Yeah, I'll tip my cap to that one. I ain't getting to the counter with that game, but
that's fair.
I will say the most profitable bet in baseball out of all the systems you can come up with has been if there's a team who is playing interdivision and they've won the first 3 games of a 4-game series, taking the other team for the 4th game, aka like the Cubs against the Reds yesterday. So not that that's technically what you're doing because you're taking first 5 plus a half, but I guess the numbers are in the Rays' favor. But I don't see a world where they hit Corbin Burns. You're just going to need a masterclass from Pepio.
I think we're getting it today, man. I think we're getting it. Prize Picks is making me think we are.
Yeah.
We'll see. All right, take me to Edmonton. Cut the shit. We all want to hear about the play in the Stanley Cup. I need the sell job. Go, go, go.
So this was the plan, the absolute plan. Go with the Panthers in game 1. Thought it was a tough spot for Edmonton to go in there in game 1. Tough spot for Skinner, too. He didn't really face that many shots, but The one thing that I've been worried about in this series about the Oilers going into it, at the very least, is to see if they could do something that anyone else couldn't. And that means the Lightning early in that series, especially the Bruins, and then the Rangers all did the same things. They couldn't generate like high danger chances to save their life. And the Oilers, they peppered the shit out of Bob, which that's something that really nobody's been able to do the entire, playoffs, which he was great. And he's the reason that won that game, obviously. But the fact that they generated stuff against everything defensively that the Panthers were trying to throw them, I love to get that, game 2 and a little bounce back scenario. Also, once we get to the second round of the playoffs or later, if we're talking about most profitable system to take, the one for hockey would be taking a team off of a shutout. So I'm going to be doing that today. The Oilers looked fantastic. Even like a shutout, I think that was the best they've looked offensively so far in the playoffs. So I think you're getting a little past the Bob masterclass in game 2, and we go back to Edmonton, and this is 1-1, just like we planned.
Yeah, I like it. And they're catching some steam as well, right? This has always been the game plan. Let's stick to it. Game 1 went perfectly. Shout out to Panthers. All right, if you guys were on the Oilers in game 1, you don't know puck. Plain and simple. What do you like about the total in this game? I'm assuming you like some goals?
Yeah, kind of. I'm hoping that they come out to a pretty early start, because they did find like a couple pockets of stuff that they really were successful, like getting like high danger shots on Bob, like especially towards the end of that game, even though he made some great saves. So you'd think you'd like them to come out pretty early, and maybe that makes, the Panthers kind of chase the game for the first time in a while, it seems like. So yeah, kind of lean the over, but I don't want to go that way, because I guess I am kind of leaning on Skinner to be good too.
Off of shutouts and off of game 1, systems loving Edmonton. Yes. 2 words, yes.
Yeah, that is
could not have said it any better.
System splooge play for sure.
100%. 100%. All right. First period over off a shutout game. Yeah, Hovey, I wouldn't mind that either, my man. I wouldn't mind that one bit. And I'm typically a first period under guy. But I do lean the over. And Jovan is the system. Good. They're learning.
Sometimes.
All right. Let's reel it back into baseball. All right, Edmonton ML. I'll be on that with you tonight. Not a Nukenheimer. Not as confident as the Florida Panthers in game 1, but I will be on there with the responsible unit 100%. All right, they're catching some steam, down 10 cents on the ML. Sign me up. All right, I want to back McDavid tonight. Let me take you to this Rockies game today. Can I? Rockies
Sure.
Twins. Dubs. I got a couple plays I like in this game. All right, I thought about taking the full game under. Then I really dug into it, and I thought to myself, man, the Rockies are a new shit program. Man, they're a terrible organization. I'm a little bit worried that once they put in that bullpen, this game could get out of hand, and we could get some late runs and mess up our full game under. Okay, instead, I'm going to fade the Rockies. Okay, the Twins are catching, I don't know, at least 25, almost 30 cents of steam on the ML, which I already like. If you look at Paddock squares for today, Jovan, I mean, it looks like he's Max Scherzer. Like they have his name wrong. It's looking like he's going to have a great day. Now, he is facing the Rockies. Okay, so it makes sense that he's a little bit bumped up. But if you look at prize picks, it looks like Paddock's going to have an absolute field day out there. And I don't think Hudson gets rocked. I still do lean the under in this game. But instead of backing it, now that I see it back up to 8.5, I saw that right before stream. I said, you know what? I'm going to pivot here, and I'm just going to fade the atrocious Rockies as the Twins catch 30 cents of steam and fade their bats and back Paddock to have an absolute gem. Now, if the first 5 team total was more of a common bet, I honestly probably would have put that on here, but I know those are very, very hard to find. I feel very comfortable laying a little bit of juice. You can get Colorado team total under 3.5 at minus 140-ish, depending on where you're looking. Or if you want to take them under 3, minus 110, also a solid look with some push potentials if you don't want to lay the juice. Either way, I don't think the Rockies put up more than 2 runs in this game. Maybe they get lucky, hit a nuke, and it ends up pushing if you take the 3. But going under 3.5, one of my most confident angles of the day today. I want to fade this Rockies offense, and I'm loving all the Paddock love I'm seeing.
I'm shocked to hear that from you, Krabs. Shocked to hear that. Surprised.
Dude, Paddock's not good.
No, he sucks. Still the Rockies on the road, so I was surprised. I was very close to putting the Rockies on the card, I'm not going to lie to you. But
wow,
you've been sharp with your team total unders, so I'm not going to fade.
Okay. Damn. Rockies 8-2 their last 10 road series on the first game of the series. I mean, how long is that going to last?
Yeah, probably not too long, but there is a specific thing that I look for with Paddock, and it's worked, I think, every single time. So maybe it doesn't today. That'd be great. I'm not going to bet on him, but any team that has a bunch of righties that hit the ball really hard, or just a lineup that has a really hard hit rate against right-handed pitching, he's gotten moosed by. That's all the Rockies do, which is why I was considering. But
why the heck was that total moving down with all the bets in hand on the over in the game?
Just the Rockies
Weird.
away from Coors.
Yep. And the Twins are catching some steam. I mean, they're up to minus 240.
Yeah, I mean, I'd hope so with Dakota Hudson. Dakota Hudson's like righty Patrick Corbin, sneakily.
He's
not
terrible.
as bad, but
he's terrible.
He fucking sucks.
Another
he's had a couple of decent starts, but he's bad.
Are we going to talk about the Nats skipping Patty C's start today? Are we going to talk about it? Have you heard that, by the way? You probably haven't even heard
I didn't hear that.
It'd be weird if you have.
I didn't.
They're skipping over his start using today's off day. And they're going to put some more work on the young arms, not give them any days off. Typically, they would use today's off day as a way to give all the pitchers in the rotation 1 extra day's rest, which is kind of fire at this point of the season because the arms are going to start to get tired, right? Patrick Corbin's pitched so bad, Jovan, and the Nats have shown so much life recently, and they've been so fun. Davey Martinez doesn't have a choice. He's got to skip Patty C's start. So they're taking him out of the rotation, and he's going to start, I believe, on Saturday, and they're going to move everybody up 1 game with the off day today. That's how bad he's been. I'm sure you saw the graphic going viral of Patty C's last 115 starts. He's got a 6 ERA. I don't know why people were surprised by that. This guy's been the worst pitcher in baseball since 2020. Okay, it's not surprising one bit. He needs an off day. He's been even worse than usual. Okay, he needs some time.
He does.
Sad, man. Sad.
I have a little bit of Hurley news. His wife just showed up. Not him, just his wife.
Yeah, why? The wife is his GM?
The wives usually go for practice. I don't know.
It's probably a goodbye.
Kind of sounds like she's saying goodbye to the players.
Or a massive extension. Who knows?
Yeah, what if UConn swoops in and says, hold on, wait a minute. We have infinity NIL money now because of these rules, and we're going to pay you almost as much to stay. Maybe that's true. Something's happening.
Something going on.
I'm still sticking with my angle. I think he's gone. I think he's going to LA. I do. Jovan, take us to Kansas City, will you? Plus 110 on the ML. Are we back in Seth Lugo for the first time this season and not fading them and buying in because it's starting to look like it with that on the cards?
Yeah, kind of. Rodon's on the other side, so I guess it kind of cancels out with guys we've faded and not been successful too many times. But there seems to be three angles that everybody's on today. One of them would be Dylan Cease and the Padres. Then it's Logan Gilbert and the Mariners. Then it's probably the Royals, to be honest with you. But I ain't getting involved with the big favorites, but I'll stay with the Royals, partially because we do have the Sunday Night Baseball travel system. So that's something I will continue to lean on, and no matter as many people are hopping on it, because it has been one of the most successful bets the last couple of weeks. So I'm going to keep being on that. There also is the Royals at home against a lefty where they've been so good all season. They went through a little blip period, I guess, early last month where they weren't as good. The offense was cold. Now the bats are starting to pick back up. I've always talked about this season. Ride the hot streaks with the Royals bats. Maybe this little homestand is where they're getting into theirs. And now they're facing a lefty, which I think they're going to make life tough for Rodon. I think Lugo, talking about the Yankees lineup right now, it's without Soto. So if you just keep guys off base for Judge, it's going to be Judge solo home runs or really nothing. That's going to be their entire offense. And with them coming off of Sunday Night Baseball with travel, that definitely makes me feel even better in that aspect, even with the Royals bullpen kind of at the end of the game, which they've been a little more rested than usual coming off yesterday and a Reagan start. So I'm good on them. I think they win this game. I think the bats get hot against the lefty and Kaufman like they have so many times this season, and especially as of late. Rodon looks human today, and Lugo keeps beating every single odd possible.
Yeah, I mean, Rodon's prize pick squares make him look like he's about to get mucked today.
Yeah, the Royals also, like, the reason clump this in with the Royals, everybody's on Rodon under K's today because they've been, so dialed and putting the ball in play a lot against lefties, especially at home too. If that's the case, and Rodon's not getting the same strikeout stuff that he's been getting against pretty much every lineup he's been Cy Young against, it's probably trouble. It also helps too that, like, if they're not striking out, pitch count's going to get higher. The entire Yankees bullpen pretty much pitched like the last couple of days in that Dodgers series. So big emotional series with a lot of arms used. It's a really good bullpen, yeah, but maybe it evens out the scales a little bit if we're talking about the bullpen on the other side.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You're squaring up a little bit for Kitch here, is what it sounds like. You're saying it's a little bit of a popular angle today, but you're still fading the Yankees and backing the Royals, so I think those cancel out. Trust your gut.
Yeah, I mean, that's like a unstoppable force meeting each other in both of these. The Yankees are best team in baseball. The Royals are, I don't know, the best dog in baseball, technically.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, no matter as many people have been on the Sunday Night Baseball system, it hasn't really gotten me to waver too much, but it's been printing. So we keep riding it while we can.
Yep. A couple things. Shouldn't even address this because it's not worth my time, but I didn't even have that play tracked on my Pickit because I'm not in a state where I can track legal bets. And the boys have seen the slip. 3 units on the +7. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know where people get this stuff from. I tweeted out +6.5 when I quote tweeted the Bookit graphic to get the Bookit graphic some engagement right after it got posted. And then when I locked in the play, it was a +7. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? You can't even change plays on Pickets. I didn't even have the plays tracked on Pickets.
Yes, literally not possible.
I just don't get it, dude. It's just the world versus me sometimes, man. This is why I need to be down here at the beach this week, hit the old reset, and stop caring about these people, right? That's what I need. That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
Okay? Just doing my job, man, on vacation, trying to, and I can't do anything right. Shit. All right. Attaboy Gucci Green. Yes, I wish I locked in the +7.5 as soon as that line came out originally, like I tweeted about days ago. Can I count that as the +7.5 then? Because if all that matters is the tweets, then I could just count that. Okay, I'm done. Let's move. Let's groove. All right. Let's go back to some winners for today, Jovan. I'm done with the useless comments. Let's talk about the Brewers. Okay, because we both got them up there on the screen. A little bit worried about it. I feel like we both have the same play. It hasn't been treating us as well as it should. Just going to say it. But maybe we change that today. Let's talk about the Brook Crew. They're catching some steam today, huh? A little bit. Barrios' squares. Talk about a guy who's getting disrespected on Prize Picks today. He might pitch a while today. They might leave him in there because their bullpen has been so meh, and he typically goes pretty deep into games. But he's given up some hits today, and he surely has given up more than 2.5 runs. I really like that more than 2.5 run square that's up for Barrios, especially if you look at the charts. Even with the total dropping from that 8.5 -120 for the under to 8, don't care. Doesn't matter to me. I think the Brew Crew catching some steam here at home. They're going to continue to do what they've been doing. Same with Colin Rea, who's been nails in his last 3 starts. One of the most underrated pitchers in baseball, one of the most underrated teams in baseball, the Brew Crew. Nobody wants them. We talked about this on the podcast before the season. Nobody believes in the Brewers. You trade your ace to the Orioles. It looks like you're giving up, but this is baseball. It doesn't always matter about all the superstars. If it did, the Yankees would actually do something the last 15 years. It matters how good your organization is from top to bottom. The Brew Crew is a winning organization. The Brew Crew is catching some steam today against an atrocious Toronto Blue Jays team, an organization that is the exact opposite of what I just talked about. They are a rat shit organization. They are terrible. And they're on a little bit of a streak right now, Jovan. I'll give them that. They've won 4 of their last 5. This is when we faked. When we see their opponent catching some steam at home with an underrated arm in Rea, who's low-key gotten right back to where he needs to be after a rough month or so, about 2 weeks ago. He was kind of struggling. Well, his last 3 starts, he's low-key been really solid. I'm all in on the Brew Crew, one of my favorite plays today. I want to hear some other nugs you've got for their ML.
Yeah. Well, you know why he's been kind of solid?
He's staying.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
No way.
John Fana.
John
Fana
no
beat
way.
Woj. John Fana beat Woj.
What did he say?
Move.
Dan Hill is staying at UConn. Sources tell Fox Sports. Here's a tweet.
After weighing his decision on whether or not to take the Lakers opening, the Huskies head coach has chosen to remain in stores and pursue a 3rd consecutive natty, a massive win and momentum for UConn. You're goddamn right, John Fana. Wow. If he doesn't win the last 2 championships, he probably doesn't come back. But he did. I think you're right, Jovan. I think it's probably the right move for him. Safer move. He could still cement his legacy as one of the greatest college basketball coaches of the last couple generations, right? If he leaves right now, it's tough to say that. It's tough to make that argument. But if he stays and wins another one, God forbid he wins 3 in a row, he'll go down as one of the greatest coaches of all time in college basketball.
Yeah.
Let's see. That well-oiled machine in UConn had to be a big reason why he wanted to come back.
East Coast mentality.
I mean, they're just set up. They're set up. East Coast guy, that's a good point. Scoots, you talk about it all the time.
Yep.
You're either an East Coast guy or you're not.
It's
right?
a mentality.
Dan Hurley, he's an East Coast guy.
Yeah.
He's a Jersey guy. You're right. Okay. Krabs, you're my goats. If you had to do a Bozo pack, 2 teams, any odds, MLB, who would it be? If it hits, I'll give subs tomorrow. Well, we got to make some time for this if he's going to put some subs on the line. Jovan, you want to get involved? 2 favorites to make a Bozo pack today? What are we thinking?
Well, you know what the problem with today's slate is? I've seen the same Bozo pack 70,000 times, and while probably
are the Twins involved?
No, it's the Mariners and the Padres because they're both minus 200 with great pitchers on the mound. So one of them is probably selling that shit. So we got to go take the other games, which are pretty much all minus the Twins, short favorites.
I think we go Twins ML. You can't make a Bozo pack today.
Yeah, you really can't.
Twins ML and Brewers ML. Right? That's probably what I'd recommend. Twins ML, Brewers ML.
Yeah.
Good base. LC's asking about the Paddock fantasy score in chat. Lauren, I'll be on that. I like it. Jovan, thoughts, comments, concerns about backing Paddock to do well today? I know you seemed a little bit like you didn't like it early on when I brought it up.
Yeah, I played the 5th on that one.
Okay. LC, I'm with you, though. I think he does his job. I think his prize pick squares are making it look like he's going to have a pretty solid day today. Maybe I'm getting bamboozled. Only one way to find out. All right. Also, I forgot to talk about that prize pick square down there, bottom left sector, huh? Little nerfy action. It's been a while. Feels good. I've wanted to lock in a nerfy for a while. Let's talk about this one. I mean, look, these 2 pitchers, you look at their names, you're thinking nobody in the right mind, right, whose wires in their brains are connected correctly is locking in this nerfy, except for me. One guy. Okay. These are 2 of the worst pitchers in the game. Let's keep it simple. These are 2 of the worst arms in the game. And the total dropped down to 8 at one point. I know it's back to 8.5 where it opened up, but the under super juicy. It's already a little bit lower than I thought. Look at the names, Jovan. Who in their right mind wants to lock in this nerfy?
It's a nasty.
Not a soul. That is a nasty, nasty nerfy. Minus 115 both ways on the books. I'm liking it. I'm locking it in. Dakota Hudson's got a 4.50 ERA in the first inning. That means he gives up a run half the time in the first inning. W math. It's going to be one of those days where we get lucky and he doesn't, okay, and does his job for once in the first. And then I already know Paddock's going to shove. I had all the confidence in the world for him limiting the Rockies' offense in that first. It's going to come down to Dakota Hudson. 50-50 shot. I believe in him. Odds look good. Nasty square. Just looking at these guys up on the board is hilarious. Come on. This is Dakota Hudson we're talking about. You called him the right-handed Patrick Corbin earlier. Okay, I'm not going to let that get swept. You called him the right-handed Patty C.
He's not that bad, but, I mean, if he continues on this streak and plays a couple more games in cores, he might be there.
I don't know about you guys, but this looks like one of the easiest plays on the board to lock in that year fee. One of the easiest, most fun, most square loser squares. Most square loser squares. Write that one down on the board. Agreed? Disagree? Scared?
Yeah.
Krabs, so what's the bozo? Today is the worst day on earth to do a bozo. You should do it tomorrow. But if you had to take a bozo pack today, is there any WNBA that we could potentially pair with, Jovan? I haven't even looked.
I would say if you're putting a bozo pack and we're going to other sports, I would say put like Oilers plus 1.5 in there.
Sure. I like that because that game's going to OT. I've already seen it.
I can see that.
That game's going to OT. I like that. I'd rather do that than fade Caitlin Clark in the Fever after she got snubbed from the Olympic team.
Dude.
And we're not going to spend time talking about that.
Everybody and their mother. I don't think I've ever seen more Caitlin Clark unders on the feed than today. Because I think, this was the first game, too, where they clamped her. First game of the season when they're playing Connecticut, and she's playing them again.
Oh.
I as good as the defense is, that's a scary thing to be fading her after.
You're telling me
literally said she was pissed about not making.
Yeah, she said they just awoke a monster or something like that, right?
Yeah.
The coach was talking about it. And didn't she hoop on Monday or on Saturday as well after that?
Yeah, after they finally got a little rest and they weren't on national TV every other day.
She hooped. Yeah, that's weird. People are fading her after those comments. People just must actually hate her guts.
Well, no, it's just they're looking at box scores because she's been clamped by the same team. She's been clamped by the Sun twice.
Fair. All right. Well, yeah, I wouldn't be fading her. Not right now. We'll see. Third or fourth time they're playing. Whoa. Don't let it distract you from Alyssa Thomas. LC dropping meat on tape for a square. Should we take a peep at that square real quick? Alyssa Thomas? I need to see what all the hype's about. Dudes, can we get the WNBA up and moving? Looks like chat likes the points and assist combo for Manny.
Holy pop tab.
She's on the pop tab?
Every single square is on the pop tab.
Okay. Can we click the points chart? I want to see what she's been doing. I want to see how she's been moving and grooving. Let's see. I like the charts. You think people are taking her more thans or less thans?
I do not think anybody's taking any less thans for Alyssa Thomas against the Fever.
All right. But looking at the chart, they might be.
No.
Probably not. Okay. We'll move. Lauren, I don't know if I can co-sign that one respectfully. At least I'm honest. All right. Not fading it, though.
Still could be air.
Not fading it, though. All right, let's go over these prize pick squares. We got about 15 minutes left, Jovan. I talked about my two. I want to reiterate on the Jose Barrios one. He's given out more than 2.5 runs in the starts. I like the fact that he's probably going to be pitching into the 7th inning in this game, even if he gives up some runs, because they'll leave him out there. They will. They'll let Barrios cook. The guy's got a rubber arm. He can pitch 120 pitches an outing. It's unbelievable. Yeah, look at this chart. We have to fade today, especially if we're on the Brook Row.
Yeah, has to be done. He's given up 3.
Has to be done.
So yep. I'm in on that for sure.
Can I get the breakdown on your squares?
Sure. Jeremy Pena on the board, which I guess honorable mention for, I don't know, sharper board, just straight bets is probably the over in this game. I mean, I think a majority of it comes from the Astros bats, but I don't know what the story is, like if they're going to bring out a different lineup or whatever, but Square's a little weird to be up in the first place. He's been red hot, but the 1.5 total bases, not usually up there. And the couple of times it has been up there, it's smacked, but he's been killing lefties. Kyle Harrison's going to give him fastball, slider, which are the only things he can hit to. And he has a very flat fastball, so it's a lot easier to hit than, a lot of the guys that he's seen. And he's actually been one of the most unlucky fastball hitters in all the MLB. He's in like 330 off of fastballs, but has a -2 run value because he's been demolishing baseball straight to people. So now he gets to face a guy. Yes, it's in AT&T, so it's not the best hitter's park, but he's facing a guy with a flat fastball. So I think he does find a way against the lefty to get those to finally fall. It's also, I don't know if they're going to bring out a different lineup or if he's going to hit higher. Sometimes he's hitting 2 or 3, whatever, make it different with Jordan and Kyle Tucker or whatever. But he's like juicier than everybody in the game, which I think is really weird. Juicier than them to do everything. I don't know how many times I've seen a 2.5 hits, runs, RBI for like not a elite player. And
he's up for that?
He's not up for that, but like that's his line on the books, which is odd because like Judge had that. Like Soto didn't even have that for every single game. And like to see that in Oracle is weird. So like I don't know what the story is there, but yeah, he's juicier for whatever reason than the entire team. He's the only one with 2.5 hits, runs, RBI on the books, but really good matchup. So I'm in on the square. When it's been up, it's been hidden. I'm doing it again.
All right, Jeremy Pena. Remember the name. What else you got? Is that Salvi lurking down there? You son of a gun.
It's Salvi, man. Realistically, like if the Royals win this game and Rodon has a tough time, it's going to be Bobby Witt. It's going to be Salvi. If they're going to score runs too, like I feel like Salvi's going to have to be in the RBI spots, which I think he is. And another guy's getting fastball, slider. Rodon, when he gets like into trouble, deep into counts, he misses with that fastball a lot. And that might just be the time we see Salvi take one deep.
This is for the Pena square, I'm assuming he's asking you.
Yeah, I would say bases, just because, I mean, that's what I'm taking here. But I mean, I like them both. I guess my answer might change depending on where he hits in the lineup, but bases for now.
He's in the Nick today, isn't he?
Kind of hoping so. Not for the go well or your go well, which I also tailed,
I know.
but you know, for the Royals in the spot, Salvi's been demolishing lefties still. He's going to see everything he wants to see. So as long as he's not fishing, I think he has a pretty good matchup.
Huh. His fantasy score got bumped down, KP saying.
He has a fantasy score up too?
Huh.
That's crazy that he has a fantasy score up. That is never on board.
Damn, we should just take that then. I'm down to just take your TBs, me on tape.
Well, Kyle Harrison also doesn't walk like really anybody.
Yeah, so that's a good point.
Yeah.
If anything, it's going to be Dick Van fastball that he takes advantage of. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking it is.
Okay. Any thoughts on Luis Arias? Jovan's asking in chat, holding down the YouTubes. Love to see it.
I don't mind Luis Arias. It's just I don't know. I really am trying my hardest to not get involved in that game because everybody's involved in that game. It's more from the C side and the Gilbert side, but I don't know. That game is giving me really weird vibes because I feel pretty good about Logan Gilbert because, like, I think the White Sox offense has been a little better than people have expected recently. Luis Robert's back, but where hot offenses go to die is Seattle against their rotation, and that's where they are today. So Gilbert probably shoves. C's is giving me a little heebie-jeebies vibes. Something's got to lose in that little lay.
All right. Something's got to give. I'm with you. Chat's asking, is Aaron Judge the highest fantasy scorer you have ever seen?
Definitely.
Yeah, honestly, I think he is.
I think, Phil's was saying Acuna has been higher for stolen bases, but like for a guy who doesn't steal bases and is not playing in cores, 10.5 is crazy.
Like, it's probably because he's facing Old Reliable, a seasoned vet who I'm assuming he's going to walk him at least once, probably twice in this game.
Dude, they should walk him every fucking time. I don't know why we're still, as like a league, pitching to Aaron Judge with no Juan Soto in the lineup. Literally intentionally walk him, and the Yankees are scoring no runs.
Because if they walk him intentionally, Rob Manfred shows up at their front door of the starting pitcher with a weapon and says, if you do this again, you're out of here.
Yeah, pretty much.
That might be why. That's the first thing I could think of.
Yeah.
Anyways, I wouldn't mind sprinkling a little less than 10.5 action. Yeah, a lot of wiggle room, Jamal.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that either. The teams that are coming off of Sunday Night Baseball usually lose because they're not hitting well and not scoring very much. So maybe that's.
I mean, Aaron Judge
from the Yanks
in the post-game interview was acting like they just swept the Dodgers. He didn't give a hoot that they lost the series. He was talking about how great it was to play against the best and have, all the national TV and the eyeballs on him. He didn't give two shits that they lost the first 2 games of that series. I wouldn't be surprised if they celebrated like they won the World Series last night. It's the Yankees, right? Yeah. Maybe they come in fat, happy, and complacent today.
Just might.
I also like the fact that he's facing a seasoned vet, smart old pitcher on the bump. Lugo, who's having a career year, by the way. But if anybody's going to probably pitch around Aaron Judge, I'd assume it's the guy Lugo, right? A dude who's been around the block and wins more, matchups with his head than he does with his arm at this point. He's going to be walking. That's the one thing that scares me about fading this. He doesn't have a walk square up, does he? Judge?
Don't know if I've seen it.
He does not. I just looked. Okay. He's got plenty of other squares up, though. He's got a 1.5 run square up. That should hit, right? Give me a break. All right, I'm not going to fade him because every time I do, he hits a nuke. So let's just move on. But that's a ridiculously high fantasy score, and we probably should stay off of it just because it's so high anyways.
Yeah.
All right. Salvi Perez is hitting a nuke tonight. Great. Jeremy Pena is getting mad respect on the books. Javon's buying the hype, taking his more than 1.5 TBs. Jovan, what's your favorite play on your right sector here? Prize pick squares or straight bets? Either one.
I think it's the Oilers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. No surge today, huh? Dude.
Got a little bit of time.
Parker's pick. Sorry, man. We do have some time, but if we could stay on schedule, we stay on schedule, but no rush.
Trent's from Florida, so
we're chilling.
Yeah, Trent's a game too.
Sure. Gosh, who's he going to be on tonight?
I was just thinking that. I probably should have asked that. Should have asked that before I placed the Oilers.
Assuming Edmonton.
Oh, I know.
He's got a whale on the Panthers to win the Cup, so who knows?
I know what he's on.
All right, well, he's not filling in for BTL tomorrow. He said he's in Florida.
Easy.
We'll find someone else to hop on. All right. Well, we could craft up a squad ride. We could go through the other MLB games real quick. Maybe that's in our best interest. Let's take a peep. I feel like we've talked about them all, except for the late Geysermans. We didn't talk too much about the late Geysermans, right?
Yeah.
White Sox, Seattle, Oakland, San Diego, Houston, San Fran. Any plays you like in those three?
I mean, I don't want to go to the grave with minus 220 Dylan Cease and Logan Gilbert. If I had to pick one, that's probably not going to sell the entire world today. I think it's Logan Gilbert because White Sox, as a lineup, starting to strike out a little more because they used to be a team that doesn't strike out against righties. Luis Robert's back. A couple of guys are shuffled around. They're striking out more. They're going to Seattle after being hot. It's where offense goes to die against a really good pitcher too. So kind of think we're going to see a Gilbert masterclass. I think Fetty could match that though, sneakily, your guy. But yeah, I don't like any book plays really in either of those games because we have fat favorites.
Yep. Okay. I think I agree, and I really don't like the book plays in these games. I'll be completely honest with you.
Really don't.
That Eric Fetty less than 2.5 earned runs allowed square on Prize Picks, though. I could get down with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Little Fetty Wap action. People forget how dominant he's been this season. Low-key kind of good. Recently, he's given up a couple, but I still trust.
Yeah, he's been overall really good.
He's been good. Shout out to Eric Fetty, man. You guys to show you how moose the Nats pitching development is. It has been, but maybe we've turned a new leaf.
Not right now.
Turn a new page.
Not right now. Right now, they're dialed.
You know why? I don't even need to say his name.
Your boy, Sean Dew.
#1 fan. Literal. I mean, you just can't make it up, Jovan. That's the guy who's saving our pitchers.
It's the guy.
Gotta be him.
What can you say?
The guy who invented the freaking bullpen cart, the laziest dude ever, is just the greatest pitching mind of all time. You know what? It's working. Who am I to hate, right? I'm going to start backing the bullpen cart. I'm going to start saying I like it if the pitchers keep looking like this. Kidding me? Yeah. All right, let's lock in here. Let's get a squad ride going. Goots, run that shit. I want to see that train. All right, well, we're putting the Oilers in here. Let me go ahead and make that perfectly clear. Are you good with that?
Of course.
10s? Good.
Yeah, there we go.
Good. We'll put them in there. Of course, now the internet's finally getting finicky for the last 2 minutes. Can't make it up, but we're chilling. All right. Oilers, ML. Let's talk about some of these baseball plays. Do you want to leave the Rays out?
I mean, yeah, probably preferably. Unless you're really dropping beef for the Rays.
No beef dropped. No beef dropped this week. Unless something's really looking at me funny. Okay. I'm okay with leaving it out. You also hate the Rockies team total under, though.
Yeah, but I'm not going to fade it. You've been dialed on team total unders, so I can't say anything, Krabs.
I'll be honest. I don't like the Royals play.
I know. I kind of figured you don't either, so we can leave that out.
Well, we got no plays.
What if we add
Brewers?
We're both in the Brewers. We like the Brewers. We can put that in there. What if we go that over in the Giants-Astros game? What are your thoughts on that one?
Ooh. Yeah, I could get down with that. I'm starting to see some steam on the over, the odds. Okay, a little over late nights in Houston versus San Fran.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Harrison gets mucked.
All right. Let's take that over. I'm down to put that in there. I really don't care for any other MLB plays. Let's put that one in there, I trust.
Not much else.
Okay. Houston, San Fran, over 8. most places still. I think pretty much everywhere, just maybe some juice loose on that over. Chat, 3 plays, 3 winners for today's squad ride votes. All right, hurry up, go, 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 go. Lock these puppies in. Go ahead and let me know what your favorite play is. All right, click that vote button. You only get one. If you're on YouTube chat right now, come on over to the Twitch page. We need you. All right, let's get 100 votes today for the winner. Only 3 options and 0 excuses. Okay, lock in 3 plays, 3 winners. Oilers ML, Brewers ML, Houston San Fran over 8. It's really that simple. Jovan, what are you voting for?
I don't know. I like all those plays. I feel like that Astros over might be getting swept. Might end up getting swept by the end of this poll. So, like, I don't know if I want to leave that one out. I do really like the Oilers.
It's getting swept right now, folks.
It is getting swept.
Yes. Okay. College baseball report. No, I actually watched the umpires ruin the best baseball game of all time yesterday, so I won't be betting college baseball anymore. I'm banning it.
That was absurd.
I mean, those umpires were living beachfront in my head. I'll be honest. I don't know why it was triggering me so much, but they ruined the game. They ruined the best game of the season. They did.
That game was insane.
Absolutely. It was insane, and then the umpire had to make it about himself with his glasses on. You could just tell that guy was a jerk just by looking at him. He looked like the biggest jerk in all the land, and he was. He was ejecting coaches left and right, having to prove his point. When the camera was on him and he was talking to people, he looked like the nastiest guy ever. He was being mean. I hate that guy. I hope college baseball checks social media every once in a while and sees everybody so pissed off about how that game played out, and they make some adjustments to make their sport a better viewing experience, because that was tough. That game took 4 hours because of those umpires.
That would mean the NCAA doing something logical, Krabs. So you can rule that one out.
Yeah, they ain't doing it. They ain't doing it. That umpire probably runs their social media account.
Just might.
All right, chat. This one is going down to the wire. It looks like we're going with the Oilers ML tonight. Sure. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. For some reason in my guts, I was hoping it wouldn't be the Brew Crew. Probably just because when we both take them, they never win. I'm happy it ended up being the Oilers. All right, I trust. I'm down to back some plus chicky on the ice tonight. Sign me up. All right. W's. Jovan, always a pleasure, my man. Chat, we'll be back tomorrow. Same time, same place. All right, no surge today, but Trent, Chelly, Fruity, boots on ground at the Stanley Cup tonight. Stay tapped for content. You know they're going to be